I'm going to stop this real quick. No, I'm not going to stop. Okay, for some reason, my camera is not working, and I don't think my AirPods are working properly either. My camera's not showing that it's on. Well, you get my computer camera. Woohoo! Okay. Hello, everybody. Good morning. This is Nancy. I'm with Yoga Journey 108, and we're going to do a nice vinyasa core focus flow today. So if anything ever gets a little bit too much, then just come into a nice child's pose, shavasana, and then join us again when you are ready. So let's get started. We're going to get started on the mat, kneeling. If that works for you, let's give it a try. A couple options. If sitting up on your knees doesn't feel so nice, then just go ahead and grab a block, stick it between the heels. You're sitting up a little higher, or you can use bolster. Or if none of these things is going to help, then go ahead and just very comfortably come into cross legs. So you want to be able to settle into the moment, settle into the now. Not lengthening out your breath, just kind of playing with filling the whole column of the body, backside, side waist, front, all the way down to the hips. Softening the belly on those inhales to create as much space as possible. And on those exhales, we're just going to nudge the navel in and up. We're just going to pull in and up. You might even feel the sit bones start to pull together and kind of create a sense of lift. So that's your uddiyana bandha. That's your navel lock. Kind of coordinating itself with your root lock. It also makes kneeling a lot easier. So when you do pull your navel in, I'd like you to imagine just gently closing the fingers, as if you're gently closing the fingers around a butterfly that you're going to let outside. Right? Gently close around and open up again. So we're not coming into a fist with our breath, with our diaphragm. So full extension on the inhale. And a gentle close, particularly when the lungs empty. Just kind of a little nudge in of the navel. Okay, let's start to get moving. We'll do a little cat-cow on our knees. So if you're in cross-legged, you can hold on to your shins. We're going to hold on to our knees, but let the elbows be a little bit loose so we can pull our chest forward. And on the exhale, pull the navel in. Pull the arms, tuck the chin. Inhale, lift through the heart. So the inhale is led by the chest. The exhale is led by the navel pulling in. The whole body curls around that space. Our core is our strength center. In a lot of standing poses, the ease of the pose you think might come from the legs, but actually it's coming from your core, giving us a sense of lift and lightness when it's engaged. And on back up to center. Let's inhale the arms up. And as we exhale, we're going to tip to the right side. So right hand comes down, starts walking out. Lean over into that hand and bend the elbow in toward the waist. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, see if there's a space to melt into. One more. Inhale to stretch. And exhale, look down at the mat. We're going to crawl around to the middle. Head taps the forehead taps the ground. Elbows stay off the ground. We're on our spider fingers. I'm off the frame with that. And as we inhale, tuck the navel in. We'll stack the spine. And lift up, inhale, rise. And exhale, left hand comes down, walk it on out, bend the elbow in toward the waist. Keep the right sit bone close to the heel or to the ground, depending on if you're cross-legged or not. Melt the left shoulder down. Reach long from sit bone all the way out to the fingertips. And exhale, melt in just a little bit more. Pull the navel in on the exhale. And this one, as we exhale, we're going to look down. Reach the hands out wide, come back to center. Forehead taps, arms are nice and long. Finish the exhale, and as you inhale, draw the navel in. Stack, 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 stack the spine. And roll on up. Now we're going to do a little Kapalabhati to really wake up that our core. It's a vigorous exhale to a passive inhale. Okay? So it usually, you probably heard the sound. It's like a, so it's like you're out through the nose with a very vigorous exhale, and then you don't pay attention to the inhale at all. Just by relaxing the diaphragm, you're getting the inhale. Okay. So, but we want to pump our stomach. So we're going to pump that navel in. So if that means we're going to go a little slower, that's fine. So if it's just, so actually place your hand on your belly because you want to get that movement. So you can go slow or as fast as you like. We're going to keep this up for a minute. Okay, we're going to keep this up for a minute. So hand on the belly, pulsing up and in, exhaling and inhaling through the nose. Okay, if you need a tissue, go ahead and grab one. A lot of us have a little complex about our tummy. So just enjoy the feeling of moving the tummy around. This is part of your body. This is part of your vehicle. I don't like to call it a vehicle. This is an extension of who you are. This glorious physical expression of your being. Last 5 seconds. And 5, inhale. Hold the breath. Release the hand. And exhale. Sigh. I'm just gonna feel that energy swirling around that activation we just created in the body. Beautiful. Let's inhale the arms up. As we exhale, we're going to twist to the right. So keep sitting up nice and tall. Inhale big, soften through the belly. Exhale, pull the navel in. Inhale through the center. Exhale, twist the other way. And roll this left shoulder open so we can move our chest to the left. But really pay attention to that full expansion on the inhale and pulling all the way in so we get the full range of motion in our core. One more inhale. And release. Come forward. Walk the hands forward. So ahead of the shoulders, fan out the fingers, press the finger pads, melt the heart on in. And as we inhale, we're going to tuck the tailbone, draw the navel in, roll ourselves out onto the ground into Sphinx. Take an inhale. Exhale, push back into our extended version of child. Inhale, roll it up. And exhale, set it down. Inhale, press up, maybe a little bit of a little bit of a cobra feel. Exhale, elbow. Inhale to push up. And exhale, melt the heart. One more. Inhale, roll it out. Exhale, set the hips, set the elbows. Pull the chest forward. Exhale, push up into a little bit of higher. Reach back with the toes. Exhale the elbows down. Come back up onto the knees. Lift the elbows, melt the heart. And tuck the toes. We'll lift up into our down dog. Let's step the down dog in a little bit, just so we get a feel for a short dog. So push your hips back and up. And now try to come into plank from here. Good. Shoulders over wrist. This is not a plank. So walk the feet out into a plank. Once we have a plank, now go up to down dog. Perfect down dog. Up on the toes, draw the navel in, roll it out to plank. Exhale, send the hips straight up and back. Inhale, lift, pull it out. I used to be so committed to getting my heels to the ground that I would cheat it. I would always do a short dog. And I'm missing out on my upper body. Total missing out on the beauty of the pose. Roll it out, inhale. Now as we exhale, we're going to lower halfway. So bring the toes forward. Elbows come close to the body. Take a breath here. Exhale to push back up. Back to down dog. Look at the hands. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to do a hop into a squat. Inhale here, and we're going to hop back to down dog. Inhale and exhale to jump. Inhale in the squat, get long through the spine, and exhale back. Inhale out forward. Exhale, drop the hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale back into plank. Last one. Look to the hands, hop it forward. And lower onto the bum, roll all the way back down onto the back. Okay, let's stretch out nice and long, maybe make some circles with our wrists. We're going to be using our hands quite a bit to get into the various planks and things that we're going to use to work our core, to nudge our core into action. So let's release them. Let's pull the right knee into the chest. This is our exhale. Bring the nose up to the knee. Okay, our inhale, we stretch out. Exhale, bring the left knee in, nose to knee. Now you can lower the head on the extension, or you can keep the head lifted. That'll keep the core engaged a little bit more. We're going to do a lot of core work, so don't feel like you have to keep the head up if it's bothering the neck. Inhale long. Exhale, pull in. Press the mid back into the ground. As we pull the navel in, the back presses in too. Let's do one more each side. Maybe lift the head a little bit higher on the knees coming in. And extend it long. Let's bring our arms to a T. I'm going to have to scoot a little bit. Kick the window. Okay, on the inhale, right leg comes up. Exhale, right leg reaches over and touches the ground as close to the left hand as we can. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. So a little bit faster than a yogic breath. Get things moving. Give a little sniff. We're keeping the shoulders on the ground. Getting a twist to our obliques. Rolling onto the outer hip. I'm not hitting the floor when I go over to the left there because I'm I'm hitting our elephant. One more each side. Right, out, up, and in, and down. Let's stretch the body nice and long. Flex the feet, flex the hands so the fingertips are on the ground, probably just the middle fingertip is on the ground. So press the heels of the hands away from you, press the heels of the feet away from you. And as we exhale, we're going to come in, knees into the armpits, keep the hands and feet flexed. Inhale, stretch it long. Exhale, pull it in. Navel begins the movement on the inhale. Actively draw that navel in before you move hands and feet. So here we are, hands and feet, pull in. Oh, and there they come. Almost like a side effect. Last one, inhale. And pull it in. 3. And 2. And 1. Hug the knees to the chest. Sway the chin from side to side. Maybe make some circles with the knees. We are going to rock and roll a bit. And we're going to rock and roll our way onto our knees. So take a few, get a little bit more momentum. Maybe roll to one side, but first get a massage through your spine. Keep your chin tucked. And we'll all come up on our knees. Let the knees be nice and wide and the toes be together. Hands are going to come back behind the body, under the shoulders, fingers pointed outward. And then we're just going to tuck the tailbone. So pull the navel in, tuck the tailbone, and then lift the hips. There's a little low camel here. You can relax the head only if that feels good. Any kind of pinchiness, let's keep it a natural extension of the spine. Just looking up at the sky. Pull the shoulder heads together. Press the hips. Breathe down your body. And exhale, lower down. Let's come on up to neutral. Take a breath. And we'll bring the hands between the knees. We're going to flip the palms so that the backs of the hands are on the ground and the fingers are pointing toward us. The thumbs are together. Okay, so lean forward first. And then just gently sit back into the heels. Feel the stretch across the tops of the wrists and into the arm. You can kind of play with this stretch a little bit, just pressing into each fingernail. See what that does to the stretch. That exhale, we're still pulling, our navel is still very active every breath we take. Let's release. We're going to flip the palms. Now the thumbs are facing out and the palms are down. Fingers are still pointed toward us. And lean back into the heels. Now for this one, we can just very mindfully, gently sway. That feels good. If it doesn't, just stay with the stretch. Stay with the stretch. But no matter what we're doing, let's keep breathing. Press into each individual finger. Feel what that's like. A lot of little muscles around the wrists and hands. And release. Let's just make a few little circles. Both ways. You got to use these guys. Give them a shake. And we'll get set up in our down dog. Okay, we are going to inhale the left leg up. No, yeah, I know we usually start with the right leg, but we're going to inhale the left leg up. Left leg is our pendulum, and we're going to use it to give us some momentum to hop our right foot forward. So as we kick up, here we are. And we're going to use it to kick ourselves back into three-legged dog. So it's a few little hops. Maybe we have a little pause over our, as we lift the hips. Hit one more. Okay, here as we come forward, we're going to lift off. Just one breath here as we exhale. We're going to send that left foot back. Test our balance as we come into our crescent lunge. Let's reach on up. You can keep your hands up here. You can keep your hands on your hips. We're just going to do a little bit of a pulse. We're going to press forward on the toes. And exhale, press back into that heel. Now, after your exhale, let's inhale, just stretch it up. And as we exhale, left hand comes down. Open the arm up. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to sweep that arm all the way around. Lift the hips a little bit so we can actually point at the back foot. Point at the left foot. Inhale, lower the hips. Open up, reach back. Exhale, all the way around. Inhale, open up to the side. Drop the hip. Exhale, reach around. So the arm comes between, the right arm comes between the right knee and the left arm. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Open up into that twist, reach up to the sky, lower on the back knee. Use this right hand to pull us on up. And we'll sweep around into our vinyasa. Let's bring the palms together, elbows close to the ears. Let's bring the thumb to the back of to the bottom of the neck and lean back into our forearms. As we inhale, we're going to reach up. Exhale, we're going to bring the hands down on the inside of the leg. Walk them forward. We're coming into a lizard. Some of you will be able to wrap the right ankle, and stay nice and low. Drop the hip as much as possible. Keep this right knee right above the ankle. Okay, we're not winging this one out. So hug it in toward the shoulder. Every breath is growing the spine long with the inhale. And don't forget pulling the navel in on the exhale. So a lot of core work in yoga is actually that uddiyana awareness, the navel lock, the navel activity. All right, we are going to move to dolphin plank. So that might mean for some of you, that might mean to come up onto your hands and send the right foot back. For some of you, you can be down here, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, send the right foot back, lower the hips. This could be a dolphin knee plank too. And from here, we are going to do just a little navel pulse. So as we exhale, we're going to pull the navel in enough so we can look down and see our toes. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to gentle pull in. Invite any kind of sensation. Invite shaking. A lot of times I used to, in my early practice, I'd get so frustrated with shaking. It's like, no, that's growth. That's the sign of strengthening. Inhale, look at the wrists, at the fingers. Exhale, look at the toes. Inhale, hips are neutral. Exhale, hips lift. All right, let's walk the feet in. Yeah, we're in dolphin, so press into the forearm so we're not resting our head on the ground. You can scrape the ground with our head, but we're active enough in our arms that our head is off the ground. Okay, we're going to transition up to up dog, so you can unlace the fingers, press the palms, come on up, step it back so that we have a nice down dog distance. We can test it out. Okay, now we're going to inhale the right leg up. And we're going to use that as our pendulum again. Okay, so kick up, hop forward. Yeah, as far as it'll go, maybe it takes a couple hops to get there. That's okay. Explore. Have fun with it. I know as a kid, I didn't have quite the control. And so enjoy coming at some of these play poses with the intelligence of an adult, but the playfulness of a kid. All right, let's hop it forward. Come up on the fingertips. Rise into airplane, just a breath in airplane. Find a little sense of balance. And if you wobble, just enjoy the ride. And step it all the way back. Square up the hips, sink them. Now you can rise on up, or you can keep your hands on your hips, or even on the thigh. And we'll do that little pulse. Come press forward with the press into the toes. Just kind of move the right heel forward. As we exhale, press the heel back. Coming on forward. Exhale back. Now just kind of sit into your crescent lunge. And as we exhale, I'm going to set the right hand under the shoulder. Twist off to the left. And exhale, we're going to swing that hand between the arm and the leg and point back at the right toe. Inhale to twist, open twist, reach back. Exhale to circle it around. Inhale, lower the hips, reach it back. Exhale. Let all the sensations be part of this mindful experience. It takes some practice. Maybe at first it just is little glimpses. But then it becomes something so delicious. And exhale. Next inhale, we're just going to reach it straight up. And exhale, let's lower. Exhale, let's lower the right knee, release the foot. We're going to use this hand to lift us up into a twist. And circle the hand around to come forward. Palms come together, thumbs at the base of the neck, lean into the wrists, pull the elbows in, lean back. Next inhale, we'll reach up. Next exhale, we're going to come down on the inside of the leg. And we're going to walk the hands forward and find our lizard. Again, some of you could wrap the left ankle and stay nice and low. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee if that feels good. Only lift the back knee if you can keep your hips as low as with your knee on the ground. Hug the left knee in, close to the left shoulder. Every inhale, grow the spine long. And every exhale, pull the navel in toward the spine. Softness on the inhale. Control on the exhale. Okay, we're going to move into our dolphin from here. So you want to do, if your elbows are comfortably on the ground and your hips are nice and juicy, slide that foot on back or just come up to plank and lower down. Okay, we're going to do some swims this time. So as we inhale, we're going to come forward with our chin. And as we exhale, we're going to push back into those heels. Inhale to swim forward. Exhale to swim back. Inhale forward. Exhale, press. Last one. And we'll walk the feet on back. Okay, we're going to release the fingers so their palms are face down on the ground. And come into our dolphin. Let's step the left foot closer in toward the middle, lift the right. And we're just going to take a few hops. Okay, and we'll do the other side. Just play. And lower down, knees nice and wide. We're going to thread our arms through the knees, down toward the toes. Melt the shoulders in. If you have one cheek onto the mat, go ahead and turn the other cheek. Big sigh. You feel nice and clear. You can find that softness on the inhale and that gentle nudge on the exhale. And let's unthread the arm. And we're going to come up to our down dog. Take a breath in down dog. We're going to hop it to the top. Take a breath and squat. And as we exhale, we're going to lift the hips, turn the toes in, and hang over these legs. Like opposite palm to opposite elbow, like gravity. Lengthen the upper arm, lengthen the neck, sway from side to side. Okay, next inhale, release the arms, pull the navel away from the thighs as it stacks our torso. Okay, we're going to take a nice big step back with our right foot. Okay, so toes are still pointing more or less forward. Reach up with the right arm, take hold of the wrist with your left arm, pull up, and now pull over. So let's pull this right hand back toward the right heel. Let's cross behind us. Let's square the right hip forward. Nice long stretch. Find it. And release. Let's come to the other side. So left foot steps behind, nice and cross. Keep the hips nice and square. Reach up with the left hand. Take hold of it with the right hand. Take the hold of the wrist with the right hand. Pull up and pull over. A little bit back. And release. Shake out the legs. And we'll vinyasa our way back on down. So let's inhale to lift the heart, press the hips forward, get a little bit of a stretch through that core. Exhale to dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, melt, plant the hands, step or hop it back into our plank and lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Okay, let's come out to our plank. Let's see how to have this set up. Oh, yes. Actually, let's take the right foot and step it forward. Okay, lower on the back knee. Inhale here. Exhale, shift. A little bit of hamstring. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale to come forward, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, sink into the left hand. Right hand comes on the inside, and we step the right foot back half hip level. to point out to the side. Roll onto that back outer blade of the left foot. Reach it on up. Exhale to sink the hip and reach back for the heel. Inhale, lift. Find the lift in the side body, in the left side waist. And exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, settle. Okay, on this lift, we're going to root into the left foot and slide the right foot. So we start with staggered feet. If that's fine, then we can stack the feet. Always feel free to drop the left knee. It's okay. But we're looking for some yumminess in the left side waist. If you have your feet stacked, pull the toes toward the face. Okay, we're going to take this right foot, set it behind the knee. We're going to reach up and over with the right hand and press the hips. They're not going to go straight up. They're kind of going to go at an angle. Okay, we're going to spiral around to plank, but keep this right foot floating because we're going to kick it through under the body off to the left. If I can you can see it this way. Okay, still about hip length. So right hand now is under right shoulder, and we do this kind of reverse lift. So my left leg is strong and almost planky. And then we're going to come back to plank with that leg still across the body and do a vinyasa. Lower down. Set the hips, inhale. Oh, that feels so nice. Tuck the back toe. Send the right foot up and back. And exhale it on down. Roll it forward. Exhale, full chaturanga. Full up dog. And down dog. Inhale the left leg up. I'm going to switch sides here. Exhale, send it through the hands. Lower down the back knee. Offer the heart forward. Exhale to pull back. Again, finding that rhythm through the core. Inhale, softness and expansion. Exhale, pull in. See if you can start every exhale movement with that gentle pull in of the navel. And come on forward. Plant that right hand under the shoulder, tuck the back knee, lift the back heel. Left hand comes to the inside, and we slide this left foot out, toes point out at about hip level. Inhale to rise. Find the engagement in the right waist and exhale to sink. Inhale, lift. And exhale, sink. Really grab the mat with that right hand. Okay, next time we lift, we're going to stay up. Now we're going to slide that left foot in front of the right. Staggered feet or stacked feet. Right knee can come to the ground. Oh, feel that deliciousness in the right side body, the right waist. Okay, left toes behind the right knee. Press the hips. Reach up and over with the left hand. And maybe look up past the tricep. And now we're going to reverse that by pivoting around. Left foot is floating. It's going to come through the body and reach out to the right. Left hand under left shoulder. Pivot on the back foot. We can reach up. So we'll find there should be some sensation in the left side waist for this guy. And lower it down. Tuck back toes. And take a vinyasa with the leg under the body. Set the hips to come up into our kind of cobra variation. Exhale, release that leg up to the sky. Three-legged down dog. And exhale, let's come into a more standard vinyasa. or just wait for us in down dog. Arms have had a lot of work today. And let's roll it on out. Set the hips, lower all the way down to the ground. Stretch the arms long, forehead into the mat, stretch the feet long. Get as long as you can with your body. Now we're going to sweep those arms around, palms face out, lift the heart. Just a little counter stretch. Exhale, forehead taps. Inhale to lift. So now we're stretching the muscles that we've engaged. They're nice and warm. And now we also want to make them long and strong. And release. Let's bring the hands back under the forehead. Yeah, it's important to do the stretching as well as the engagement, or else you're just going to end up with like a fist of muscles. And you don't really want a closed fist of muscles. You want muscles that can work through the full range of motion and be powerful. So let's start in Sphinx so we can kind of see what's going on. We're going to walk the feet over to the right side. Keep the hips down. We're going to take the right foot and hook the left ankle. We're going to anchor it. And then we're going to kind of walk the chest over to the right too and lower down. Maybe we can look down at the toes. If this feels okay, we're going to reach up overhead with the left arm. So the left arm is going off to the up and to the right. If that feels okay, we can settle the right hand over on top of it. Or we can keep the hand here to just make sure that the left hip stays close to the ground. We're basically doing banana pose, bananasana, but we're doing it on our bellies. So really enjoy filling up against the mat. And what that does, where that sends the expansion in the body. Really roll the left hip back into the ground, actively. Let's come back to center, unhook the legs. Just take a pause here for a moment. And then let's come back up into our Sphinx so we can kind of see where our feet are going and our hips are staying in the opposite direction. We're going to hook the right ankle with the left toes so we can anchor that right leg. Scoot the upper body, keep the hips over toward the right. Settle the chest, maybe settle the right cheek into the mat. Reach long with the right arm, out to the up and out to the left. And then maybe settle the left hand over the top of it. Melt the bum. Explore the breath. Enjoy the feeling of the belly breathing against the mat. A lot of us tend to have complexes associated with our bellies, especially those of us who've had children. And I can tell you one thing, you're not going to hate your belly away. It's just not going to happen. Because then it becomes a fight with yourself. And if it's a fight, you're either going to rebel or run away. So that's why they say that if you can come into a place of compassionate acceptance, like real honest acceptance of who you are right here and now, without getting judgy, without getting critical about it, without that sense of panic or anxiety, just settling in with who you are right now, that's when you're going to be able to make changes, because you're going to be making changes from a place of kindness rather than a place of of impatience and resentment. Let's come back to center. Rest the forehead on the backs of the hands, sway the hips, big belly breath. So how do we flip the script on years and years of I hate my belly, I hate my body, I hate this about me, I hate this about me? Well, it's going to take practice. No, it's not going to take your lifetime again, because from the stuff we've absorbed mindlessly, we can start to work through mindfully. All right, let's go ahead and bring our hands under our shoulders, press on up the hands and knees. You could take one last vinyasa if you like, if you're still feeling spunky. In fact, I'm feeling a little spunky. So come back into down dog. Let's take a down dog on our way down to our bums. You want to practice a jump through. You're going to bend the knees, look ahead, look to past the top of your mat. Okay? Make sure your hands are wide enough to get your hips through, or your feet through anyway. And, whoa, it's been a while. Okay, and then we're going to sit up nice and tall. And we're going to draw the navel in and start to slide down the thighs. Lower middle back gets onto the floor. We're going to keep the upper back lifted. And I'm going to stretch out the legs. One last little farewell to the work we're doing in our core here in the canoe. Let's inhale the arms long. Exhale, pull the knees in, release the head. Sway the head from side to side. Okay, I'd like you to watch this before going into it, because I don't want you to look around while you're in bridge. So we're going to be doing a bridge, but then we're going to be doing a bridge variation. So with the bridge variation, so we all come into our bridge. So you have the option to stay in your bridge, but if you want to move a little further, you're going to bend your elbows. You come on your toes, so you can get your palms to hold the sacrum. Okay? Now, some of you have been in some of my classes before, and sometimes we go up into shoulder stand this way, but we're not going to do shoulder stand. We are going to extend the legs. And then we'll all come down together. Okay, so make sure, test it out. If you like it, stay with it. If not, come back to bridge. Okay, because it's quite a bit of pressure on the hands, and our hands have been doing a lot of work. So don't feel like you have to move to. Just play with it, test it out. Oh, yeah, not today, or maybe today. But we set up the same way by snuggling our shoulder blades under the chest, knees up to the sky, heels close to the fingers, arms along the body. Press the navel in. Tailbone lifts. It leads as it comes on up. My friends who know they're staying in bridge can interlace their fingers and roll onto their shoulder heads if that feels good. My friends who want to move on are going to bend the elbows, come up on the toes so we can completely support the sacrum in our palms. I mean, I could come up to shoulder stand now if I wanted to, but we're not going to do that. Let's start to straighten the legs. Reach the toes along. Use the hands to kind of lengthen the tailbone away from the floor. Lengthen it toward the heels. 3 more breaths here. And my friends who are extended, let's walk back in so we all meet in bridge. Release the hands. And as we exhale, all of us are going to tuck the tailbone so the lower back comes down first. Let's all come up on our toes so we can really emphasize the lowering down of the spine bit by bit by bit by bit. Beautiful. Walk out the feet to the edges of the mat and sway the knees from side to side. Yeah, when you're ready, we're going to roll onto our right side. Get right and close to the edge of the mat here. Extend the legs long. So in one long line here on the right edge of the mat. That's on my shoulder right now. Okay, we're going to bend the knees behind us. So we're not going to bring the knees forward. We're going to keep the knees in line, but the feet are going to come behind. They are. And maybe we even slide the knees back just a little bit, Feel some length to the tops of the hips, front of the hips. Okay. Now we're going to slide off this arm, and we're going to start to lean the left shoulder back. Head comes to the back. And we're going to try to roll this left shoulder into the ground. If it floats, that's okay. You want to keep pushing the hips forward so we keep open through this twist. Yes, this is an open twist. It's almost like we're doing a camel twist. So if this left knee floats up, that's fine too. But let's not let it float up too much. Okay, let's keep the knees relatively close. Every exhale, we're going to exhale the left shoulder closer to the ground. And if it's already in the ground, we're going to exhale it deeper into the ground. Keep pushing the hips. This is an engaged twist. Pull the breath all the way into the pelvis. Nudge it out. And come on back to center. We're going to roll all the way over onto our left side. Get to the left edge of the mat. Extend the body out nice and long. And then bend the heels behind us. Maybe even pull the knees a little bit back as well. And press the hips toward the left side. It's almost like we're doing like I said, lying down camel. Okay, now we're going to slide the head off the arm. We're going to start to bring this right shoulder in toward the ground. If it's floating, that's okay. Just let it get heavier and heavier. If you don't like the feeling of your hand flopping around, you can rest it on your shoulder. And keep pushing the hips. We want to try to push the hips as far away from that right shoulder as possible. Let's go ahead and bring the knees up to the sky. Come back to center. Take a moment, just kind of feel out the sensations releasing through the body. Move however feels right. This is your release time. You can draw the knees into the chest. Explore the massage of the sacrum. No expectation. Just explore what the body needs. So let's do this one together. So let's bring the feet mat width apart, knees up to the sky, and then lean the knees in. So press the knees together. And I'll just do a little bit of wrist release. So keep the shoulder blade against the ground and keep the shoulder away from the ear. So this is our left hand. We're going to take our right hand on top of the left hand and just kind of give it a little nudge. Let's make sure we're sinking our shoulder head back into the mat. And flip the palm. Let's do a little. Notice if you're tensing up anywhere and just let it go. And switch hands. So just gently guide the knuckles. Now, watch out for this arm creeping up. Let's snuggle the shoulder blade under and press the shoulder head back into the mat. Notice if you tensed up anywhere else by doing that. And flip the hand. some circles. And we're getting ready for shavasana. So go ahead and extend the body long. Maybe even take a stretch before releasing into shavasana. Melt in on that exhale. You're just going to take a little brief one. So if you want to stay here longer, feel free. About 3 minutes. So since it is a short one, really dedicate yourself to being here in the moment. And like I've mentioned before, the greatest tool for that is the breath. The breath is always present. Allow your breath to help you melt your body into the earth, into gravity. You're not holding on to anything. Commit to just being. Just 2 more minutes now. Just being. And I'd just like you to dive down into that space of being. Into that place of compassion and wisdom and acceptance. I know some of you out there are going, no, that doesn't exist. But it does. It does exist. Our access to it is not always easy. But that means we just have to keep treading the same path over and over again until we make it a permanent trail in our inner landscape. Last breath here. Now, on this next inhale, we're going to hold the inhale. So let's go ahead and just kind of reach arms up overhead. Fill up, fill up, fill up, and hold. Release. We go through your fingers, we go through your toes. Moving up to your feet and the wrists, legs, head. And as you're ready, we'll walk the feet in. Curl onto the right side. Take a moment. And as you're ready, we'll rise on up to Sukhasana. Take your time, find the equilibrium back in the body. Again, just like we did on the floor, just gonna feel out some movement. A lot of these sessions, Wednesday morning sessions, are what I feel like I need. And so I try to make them a little bit challenging for me, at least a little bit challenging for me to do them and talk through them at the same time. I needed some core work, and I was really happy to be able to share that with you. Now, if anybody out there has maybe a peak pose or a part of the body they'd like to work on in a flow class, please feel free to leave a comment. Even if you leave a comment and you're not live, feel free to ask any questions or requests in the comment section. I hope you, let's seal our practice with the sound of Om and our 3 Shantis so we can go forward into our day with a sense of peace and joy and bliss. So let's settle our hands on our heart sternum or on our sternum. Come back to our breath, come back to our center. Find the roll of the navel in our inhales and exhales. Let's fill up on the next inhale. And sigh it all out. And inhale for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. A gentle tuck of the chin on the exhale to acknowledge the spirit of life and light that flows around us and through us and dwells within us. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back next Wednesday with another vinyasa class. Again, if you have any requests, if there's a vinyasa practice you'd like to participate and share, I can develop one around a certain part of the body or around a peak pose. So please feel free to leave a comment below. And I hope you go into your day with joy and peace. Bye for now.